Good evening, Rockets fans. Sorry about the break. I had to celebrate the religious days, um, but we're right back at it. Rockets versus the Pelicans. Let's get right into it. We started off slow, but it was a good 13-0 run to get us back into the game. This play right here, Fred Van Fleet, man, comes out strong, man, after the strong criticism underneath my video, man. You can tell that the Rockets, they watching it, man, and they paying attention, man. So subscribe to me on YouTube, For the Birds LLC, and definitely come visit me on my website, www.forthebirdsllc.com. But this play right here, man, emphasizes some of the things that Fred brings to our team, man. 3-point shooting, leadership, you name it, man. We wouldn't be here without Fred VanVleet. We wouldn't be in this position that we're in without Fred, man. Without Fred. He's taking a step back and letting the young guys shine at appropriate times, man. Giving guidance where he needs to, and no Fred VanVleet bashing will be tolerated. Not on this page, man. Not on this page. I'm a huge Fred VanVleet fan. I seen him drop 50 over there in Toronto. What he is doing for our team is not providing scoring. It's leadership, championship experience, it's timely baskets. And he's doing exactly that. That's why we paid him all that money in order to get him over here, because at the end of the day, we were sorry when he came. So we paid him that money, and he is worth every single penny. So again, no Fred VanVleet bashing will be tolerated. That man is a star on our team, a leader on our team, and he's playing his role to a T. Amen Thompson, speaking of, he wouldn't be the player that he is today without a leader like Fred VanVleet on the team, because Amen's able to come in, be that utility knife that we need him each and every night, not having to shoulder the burden of being a point guard every single night, because when Fred's not playing, man, we give that to Amen. And Amen's able to shine and grow into the player that he needs to be. So when Fred, if he does leave, I want him to retire as a Rocket. But if he does leave, if he does decide to go to another team later on in his career, we got somebody that's backing him up now, that has that lifeline, that has that experience that they can lean on and say, you know what, man, Fred did this when this opportunity and when this situation arose, versus us failing by the fire and learning by our own mistakes. So, say this again. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. A fool learns from his own. So, take that to what y'all will, Rockets fans. Gotta be patient. I know that Fred isn't gonna have a lot of superstar plays, but this play right there, man, shows you exactly why. And him pulling to the side some of our better players, they're not gonna listen to a player that's younger than them, even if they may be right, because you haven't been in the league as long as I am. You ain't scoring, you ain't putting up the baskets that I am. You ain't got the accolades that I have. Even though these guys haven't been to the All-Star team, even though these guys haven't been to a championship, but it takes a Fred VanVleet to pull these guys aside that they're going to listen. He's older. He got championship experience. He's been there, done that, and on every single level. So, again, no Fred VanVleet bashing will be tolerated. Jabari Smith Jr., man, had a great first half, man, shooting the basketball. It was amazing, man. I would have... No, let me not get into it. But, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Jabari Smith Jr., great first half. Rockets front office staff, general manager, Raphael Stone, please lock Jabari down, man. He's a huge asset to our team. Huge asset to our team. Third quarter, man, Jalen Green was on fire. Made up for that last game, having such a bad game. And honestly, man, we're hard to beat when Jalen Green is on fire, man. And you know he's on fire, man, when you see plays like this. First play, Amen Thompson driving to the basket, didn't really get a great shot, decides to pass the ball out, and Jalen Green, instead of taking that mid-range shot, man, is running back to the three-point line in order to shoot his shot, and it goes in. I mean, you got to have a different level of confidence in order to even shoot that at the NBA level, and he made it. So that just shows the talent that he has. The knock on him was that he wasn't efficient, but Jalen Green, 34 points, 59% from the field, 40% from three. There is nothing else that we can ask for when it comes to games like this. Jalen Green, you have lived up to the expectations. You have lived up to the hype. We used to be rivals with the Pistons. We passed that. Now we rivals with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Those are our main rivals now. We passed the Pistons. We done passed that whole rivalry with Cade Cunningham and him being selected ahead of Jalen Green, Amen Thompson versus his brother. We passed all of that, right? We gonna shoot up instead of shooting down. So, yeah, man, Oklahoma City Thunder, man, that's the young team that's ahead of us. We aiming for their spot, man. That's the attitude that we should have. That's the attitude that we should have, and that should keep our focus throughout the season going. Cause if we can get that number 1 and 2 seed that we look like we're on trajectory to get, it's gonna be hard to beat us, man. It's gonna be hard to beat us, and this will be our first taste of the playoffs. So I'm loving to see the Rockets come together, man. Shout out to the coaching staff. Ime Udoka, man, is just one of the best additions. I was screaming that from the top of my lungs, the top of my voice, that we should have got him, and it's coming to fruition, man. All the great things that he brings to the table. Player of the game again goes to Jalen Green. 34 points, 59% field goal shooting, 40% from the three, with a special shout out to Dylan Brooks. 26 points, 60% from the three, man. Everything was falling for Dylan Brooks that night. And again, man, Jalen Green was on fire. Plays like this right here, going to the basket, mid-range, hard to stop him because he's already been beelining to the basket the entire game. You know he can make it from the three. Now he's hitting you from the mid-range, and it's just you throw your hands up at that point, man. You throw your hands up at that point and you just gotta hope that he's not on the next game that we play. So those are the kind of games that we need from each and every player. We can't all be off on one night, and let's try not to be on all at the same time. So let's spread out the love, but let's definitely feed off of each other's energy and definitely take this win. Now that we back in the win column, and let's string together some wins, man. Let's string together some wins. What's for the birds, man, is hate on Fred VanVleet. No Fred VanVleet bashing will be tolerated. All right, man. Peace, y'all. See y'all next game.